Alright, welcome to Polaris Trading Group's PTG University video series, and in this particular video we'll focus on the installation and setup of the PTG ATA, the Auto Trade Assistant version 1.0 for NINJATRADER. Before we get to the installation, our regulations require that we highlight the NFA Compliance Rule 2-29C, which simply states that hypothetical performance results have many limitations, and some of which are described here below. Trading in futures and options on futures is speculative in nature and involves substantial risk, and you should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Okay, so let's just get started right from step one to install the script file for the PTG ATA. So what we're going to simply do is go to your control panel, and we're going to select File and Utilities, Import NinjaScript, and we'll find our script file that we placed on our desktop, and we're going to look for the Polaris Trading Group ATA.zip. So once we've highlighted that, we can simply double click, it'll automatically import, and we'll get the message that it successfully imported all indicators and strategies, and so we'll click on OK. And then at this point what we want to do is connect to our data server, so we'll connect the DTN IQ here. Okay, once we're fully connected, we can just go right to the template that was provided. And again, the template will be automatically set up for you, but what we'll do here is we'll step through the installation. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to right click and select strategies. And within the strategy list here, we want to highlight Polaris Trading Group ATA version 1. So double click on that so it comes down in the lower window. And then we'll be able to take a look at the settings here on the right hand side. So what we'll also do in this video is we'll just briefly explain the various settings so you're familiar with them. And in the first section, dynamic risk reward section, now we have a built-in algorithm for a risk reward and a position sizing algorithm. So there are three modes. It'll start off here in static mode, but the three modes are static, dynamic standard, and dynamic turbo. So we'll start off in static mode, and then we'll make the change once it's on our chart. The stop look back effectively is in each of these dynamic turbos or standards, using the bars back stop type, it will look back a minimum of 3 bars. You can change that to 5, and essentially what that's doing is looking for a swing high or a swing low. The stop offset in this case, we're going to set to 1, so which simply means 1 tick above or below the pivot high or low. In the next section, the entry style is utilizes market order entries. One, we can use a buy or sell stop, which is the default. And in the other instance here, we can use a market order. So you can choose whichever one you'd like. We primarily use a stop order, all right, for entry. And if you're using the market order, straight market order, all right, there is an offset for that, which simply means entry zone size for market entry. So what this means is the price has to close at or above or below the referenced line and within 3 ticks. So if you wanted to make a bar close within 2 ticks, you just switch it to 2. And again, that means that the price of the close of the bar has to be within 2 ticks of the reference price for entry using a market order. Primarily we're going to use a buy or sell stop, which simply means as long as it trades at the reference line, does not need to close at or above or below the reference line, the entry will be executed at the market. There is a function to show the signal structure visuals. Okay, and what we're going to do there, I'm going to turn that to on or true, all right, and we'll be able to show you that on the chart. And now the account size parameters, okay, again, the default's 100,000. Really, most people generally anywhere have around a $20,000 account, so we'll put 20 in there. We have an auto break even feature, okay, and which simply means is once the trade is executed, 2 or more contracts, and price gets to the risk-free point, at which it will exit a portion of the position. It will auto break even, meaning that the initial buy or sell stop trailing will move to the entry level. So it's a nice feature that is defaulted to true. If you don't want that, you can switch it and make it false. The dollar risk size, okay, is again user definable. If you use dollar risk, just simply put in, if you want to risk say $200 per trade, I just put 200 in there. If you decide that you want to use an account size parameter, okay, so you have the ability here, max risk defined by either dollars or percentage risk. Percentage risk usually will come into play for those traders that have larger accounts and they want to only risk a certain percentage. Bottom line is it's your choice which you'd like to choose. The enable disable mode. Now we'll show this when the status box is live, but what this simply means is at the as each trade is executed, you have to, the end user has to re-enable the tool manually for the very next trade. Okay, so that's it's a default. It's simply in the event that, let's just say you were called away from your computer or something, and the algorithm is not going to just simply run continuously. All right, it will actually turn off or to be disabled after each individual trade. So it's a little bit of a default feature and protective feature for the trader. Now you do have the ability to go in here and change it to continuous mode. All right, and again, that will be your option to do, but the default will be per trade. Okay, and so the next fields here pretty much speaks for itself. If you're using a percentage a risk here, okay, you want to define your risk by a certain percentage of your account size up here. Most traders use about a 1 to 2% risk of their account. So again, you can define that either by dollars or percentage. Okay, the next field is just some text offset and font size. Okay, if you wanted to look at historical backtesting, you would switch this over to true, and you can then pick a certain time period and you can look at historical, but that is by default is set to false. Now this contract distribution method, which simply means how are we going to scale out of each position. So basically we're using a by percentage, and we have 4 parameters here. One is risk-free, and the default is 50%. Okay, so again, all these are user definable, but generally speaking, whatever the initial position is, we want to try to scale out of half of the position first. But you can certainly make it any combination as long as it totals 100. And as you can see here, target 1, 2, and 3 have a 30%, 10, and 10, which again adds up to 100%. The status window, again, just some user definable colors and font sizes. Okay, your choice depending upon what type of background you're using. All right, and in terms of the general section, it is defaulted to sim, but if you do decide you want to go to live, again, you'll just come in here and pull down your live account. All right, and we're going to calculate the signal based upon bar close, so that we'll leave that at true. And the final section here that again, you can choose your own order handling down here, all right, if you'd like, but again, we have it defaulted. You don't have to touch anything there. So the final section here is going to be whether or not we want to enable it. So since this is run as a strategy here, once we have put in all the parameters, all right, based upon what we would like to trade, how the strategy to run, again, these will be user definable. All right, we just simply come down here and highlight this true. Okay, and we'll just click apply, and we'll click OK to exit there. So what we'll do is it'll bring us right to the chart. So what we'll do here is with a basic chart, we have provided for you in your package a chart template. All right, and what you want to do is just bring up a chart. In this case, it's the S&P ES 750 tick. All right, so once you've placed your chart template in the proper folder, just simply right-click here, go to Templates, click on Load, and then what we'll do is we'll find the PTG ATA version 1 chart template right there. So we'll click on that. All right, and we'll just load the chart template. Now it's going to ask you if you want to proceed or remove all current strategies. So yes. All right, and our chart template has primarily been set up on the chart. So now what we want to do is add on the strategies. So we'll right click, go into strategies. All right, and again in this case it disabled the strategy, so what we have to do is go back in here and put it up there, and just come back and make sure our fields are the way we want them. So we had offset of 1, $200 risk. Okay, it was about a $20,000 account. Okay, and again all user definable. Alright, we're going to show the signal structure in this example, and that's about it. So we'll leave it that way, and now we'll come down here, we'll leave the font sizes the way they are. Again, we're on a sim account, and we're going to now enable it. So we'll go for, yeah, and again as a strategy you have to enable it. Alright, and then we'll click OK. Alright, so now what you'll see here in the top left hand corner is our ATA status box. So this gives us all the current information that we need, whether or not in what dollar risk, whether we're in enabled mode or disabled mode. Currently, again, we started off in static mode, and the entry style is a buy or sell stop. And so you'll see right here on the chart, these are the active signals. Alright, and again we have some historical. You can go back on the chart and see the actual historical signals. Alright, and what we'll do here is we'll enable the strategy. Alright, so what will happen here is, so right click, and then you'll see a variety of menus. What we want to do is we want to turn it in turbo mode. Okay, and again you'll see right away here we had a signal late here in the session. Alright, we can actually go over that. We'll right click again, and then we want to go in this case, since we're in an up move here, a trend up type condition, we want to be looking for buy only. Alright, so we're going to right click again, and we'll go PTG auto assist enabled buy only. So click on that. Now when that happens, is for the very first time you load it up, there's going to be a disclaimer window. You can certainly read through that, make sure you agree to the terms, and then when you do, just click on OK, and you're all set. And that you only have to do that once for the very first time you start up each day. Alright, so there will be another video that will show the ATA in action here in a demo using another platform, and with the NinjaTrader. Okay, and so what you'll see here is when the setup gives us a potential signal, it will stage the order. Okay, so in this case, on this late signal here at the end of today, all right, it will stage an order. It'll say, in this case, on a $200 risk, you can buy 2 units at $99.75. If that is triggered, okay, we will put a stop loss automatically at $97.75, and then it will stage 2 orders: 1 contract to sell at the risk-free level, and 1 contract to sell at target 1, which is a 2R value. Okay, and again, if it gets triggered, it will automatically place those orders, and then you will be able to manually adjust your stops and targets and risk-free levels and so forth, and that's all laid out in the other video. And that's pretty much it. So very simple installation. Okay, if again, we are on per trade mode, so what that means is once this setup is triggered, you'll see that up in the top left hand corner, currently it's enabled. All right, so it's live and it's enabled. And what will happen here is you'll see then it'll just go back to disabled. So that, which means then you will, for the next trade sequence, you will have to then go back in and re-enable it. If you have it in continuous mode, it will stay as you've put it on enabled buy only for as long as you keep it enabled buy only. In a case like that, if you don't want to enter a trade, you would then have to come back in here, right click, and simply click disable. All right, so on either way, it does take user input. Just one note here, this is not a black box. This is an assistant. This is a tool that is very useful for our traders to help them execute a trade. All right, it is very, very important if you're demoing this on your 14-day demo. It is very important that you get further education. All right, in terms of using this. All right, under what conditions do we want to enable it, disable it? All right, but again, for those that are demoing, you have a 14-day free trial. You're not going to hurt anything. All right, and what we do recommend is that you at least come in for a free trial in our trading room, get an idea of how we use it while you're demoing the tool here. And again, it is not a black box. It won't change, won't make the decisions for you. You need to make the decisions of whether or not you want to be long, want to be short, all right, under which conditions we want to use the auto trade portion, all right, or manually execute ourselves. All right, so if you use the auto trade portion, again, simply by enabling it, we'll put you in the correct mode. Okay, so that's it for the installation and setup. And if you have any questions, you can certainly contact me at david@polaristradinggroup.com. For those demoing it, I hope you enjoy your demo. And again, if you do have any questions, please let me know. And for those of you that have purchased it, or it's an add-on to your current system, all right, I hope you enjoy it. Thanks very much, and good trading to everyone. Thanks.